How's it going, guys? My name is Parallax Abstraction, and welcome to the second series of Retro Flashback Plays. Yes, indeed, we took a look through Snatcher for the Sega CD last time, and yeah, it was interesting. I'm glad I played it. Definitely something that didn't hold up as well as I thought, but it was cool, and it was an interesting thing to do. So if you haven't seen that yet, go check that out. There'll probably be a little thing right down there that you can click on that'll take you over there. But we're mixing things up a little bit this time. We're changing platforms and indeed changing decades. We're going to be playing something that is actually only about 10 or 11 years old. I think it's, 11 years old. Which may not seem as retro as some other things, but it's retro enough, and I think it's rather important. So, something I've actually got in the library behind me here. So, give me 1 second. Just grab this here. All right, and here she is. Yep, this is Tron 2.0 for the PC. So this came out in 2003 from, well, they were called Buena Vista Interactive Studios then. It's what is now known as Disney Interactive. And it was actually developed by Monolith, developers of such well-known historical properties as Blood, No One Lives Forever, and Shogo Mobile Armor Division, and a whole bunch of stuff. They're actually still around today. They're a division of Warner Brothers Interactive now. They've been going through some times, but they're still around and they're still cranking some interesting stuff out. And this is a really interesting game. I bought this at launch. Actually, I've had this since 2003 when it came out, and I bought it on the recommendation of GameSpot's review. I think it was Greg Kasavin, actually. And it's really, really neat. It's a first-person shooter that takes place in the Tron universe. Interestingly enough, this was denoted by the director of the original Tron film as the official sequel to Tron, to the movie Tron. But when the new Tron movie came out, this was declared non-canon all of a sudden. So it's supposed to be a sequel. It's got some of the original cast members in it. Bruce Boxleitner's in it, which, damn right. And it's really cool. It's got a single-player campaign, or at least it was cool at the time. It's got a single-player campaign. It actually makes really interesting use of the Tron universe and the Tron tropes. And it's got power-ups related to that and everything else. It's also pretty long. This is almost a 15-hour game, if according to howlongtobeat.com. I don't remember how long it took me back in the day, but I do remember this was not Call of Duty length. So this is going to be an interesting one. It actually had really cool multiplayer as well. Had like a Discs of Tron kind of thing, and also light cycle racing, which was baller. I actually played a lot of that at the time. And, well, unfortunately, while this game was pretty well reviewed, not a lot of people seem to care because nobody bought this. A version for the Game Boy Advance came out, if you can believe it, that I didn't even know about until I started to research this, and a version of this that was modified called Tron 2.0 Killer App came out for the Xbox, the original Xbox, and I don't think many people played that either, so there was never any more of these, and, well, Disney, if you look throughout history, has complete ADD when it comes to video games and publishing. So this was one of the many times they put out a couple of games, they didn't do very well, and they bailed out on them entirely, only to try again a few years later, bailed out on it again, and now they're sort of trying it again with stuff like Disney Infinity and a bunch of mobile crap, and they've outsourced Star Wars to EA. So it's interesting, the history of them. So we're going to be taking a look at this. The cool thing about this game is that it actually has a very, very passionate, if small, fan base for it. So the cool thing is this game actually runs, I'm running on Windows 8.1 right now. Shut up, Windows 8.1 is fine. I'm running on that right now, and this game actually, out of the box, you can just stick the CD, it's a 2 CD game, you can install it off the CDs and it will work. Amazingly enough. Windows Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8, doesn't matter, it'll work. Limitations are that it only supports 4:3 aspect ratios. This widescreen was just coming on the scene when this came out, so it didn't support that out of the box. The multiplayer is broken because all the servers are down and a bunch of other things like that. But a very cool community has put out two interesting things for this, which I will link to in the description below this video. 'cause there is an unofficial fan patch that fixes a whole bunch of additional bugs and other things like that. This game was pretty solid when it came out, but there were problems with it that they fixed. And in addition to that, a group called the, oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting it right now. They're called like the Lost Sysops or something of that nature. I will put it in the description. I apologize for messing up your name, guys. Actually came out with what they called the Killer App mod, and the Killer App mod adds widescreen support to the game. So we will be playing this. I'll be playing it in 1080p. You'll be seeing it in 720p. It adds widescreen support. It unlocks a whole bunch of stuff for the multiplayer. And it does a bunch of other things too. And the crazy thing is, there is a dude who's actually still running multiplayer servers for this game. He only runs them on the weekends, at least according to their website. I don't know if he still does it, but it's there, and he says he's doing it. That is friggin' crazy. I might have to try to do a video of playing the multiplayer of this, or do a live stream or something if that is still up, because that's amazing if he's still doing that. And the light cycle racing in this was, oh, it was so awesome. So, yeah, so you've seen that. I keep holding up the front, but there's the back of the box as well. This was this was in the era when PC games came in not the crazy humongous boxes, but not the basically jewel cases that modern day retail PC games come in. You know, this came out a year before Steam, so you wanted a PC game back in the day, this is how you got it. You got it in a box on CDs. And thankfully, I still have a optical drive in this computer, so it was easy to install this. But I'm actually really looking forward to playing this again. I was going to play a different game for this Retro Flashback, which is going to be the next one that I play, but I was talking with my buddy Evan, who also had fond memories of this, and I was like, hey, I got that. I should check that out and see if it's going to work. And it turns out it will. So we will be playing through the single-player campaign of that. Maybe I'll do something with the multiplayer if I can find a way to make it work. I don't know. But seriously, if you can find a copy of this, there is nowhere to buy it digitally as far as I know, which kind of sucks, but if you can find a retail copy of this, both the unofficial fan patch and the Killer App mod are free. They have automatic installers. They are dead easy to configure. Like, they've made it super simple, and it's really impressive. I gotta give a heads up to those guys for that, because that's really amazing. So I'm really looking forward to this. So I just wanted to give a little intro for this segment. And yeah, this will go up at the same time as the first video, so look forward to that. And I hope you guys will come along on this journey into cyberspace. It should be a lot of fun. So watch this space, and there's more coming very, very soon. So we'll see you in the game grid.